I ask for the truth on behalf of Malisa Little concerning relationship issues. I ask for guidance and insight in the name of truth, right conduct, peace, love and non-violence. Blessed be to the truth always. We cut the deck for you there, Malisa, and where it splits is where it's believed to be at its most strongest energetic point. I suppose you could say then that the centre of the deck is then on top, isn't it, in a way, and that's the condition that we're after. Let's pull out some cards. We'll deal out 3 cards for you, and they represent, the first card is in the position in the spread called the recent past, a period of time between now roughly and this time last month. You could call that the recent past influence, couldn't you? And then of course the next one is the present, so we'll call that the present influence. And then finally here the future, a bit like the recent past, but it's the other way around. It's the immediate future, so we'll call that the immediate future influence, and we'll just pop that there. And so we've got our 3 cards here. We'll start at the beginning, because it's been beginning, middle and end of story, or whatever you want to say there. That's a bit like a timeline, isn't it? The first card we deal, and we just pull out here, we'll just pull it out nice and slowly here and bring it round nice and steadily. We'll flip it nice and slowly, not to disturb its energy, and we'll just see what we've got here. Just flip it nice and slow, just to reveal what it's all about. Notice here you've got the energy of the dragon. The dragon represents strength and wisdom. I often relate to this card as the live and learn card. That's what I call it, the live and learn card. One becomes stronger throughout whatever that is, but either way, notice here the dragon. A dragon is a protector, isn't he? He protects something that's sacred, usually, in mythology. And I suppose to some degree, when I'm sort of sensing this with that protection side of it, as if you've been trying to protect something that's sacred. Maybe trying to protect a part of yourself or a part of a life that you want and save it for later. That sort of thing. Why am I getting that? I don't know. But either way, you've lived. Is it because you've lived and learned? Because you've I sense as though you've seen it all before to some degree. Not so much in your own life, but in the lives of others as well. And because of that, you do sort of you sometimes think, I often wonder, you know, as if, but nevertheless, I suppose it's something that you've always wanted, the perfect partner, or the ideal love affair, or whatever take you want to put on that, and that's, I suppose, to some degree, is where it stood just recently for you. I want to just pull out the next card though, because it's a bit generic at the moment, it's a bit vague at the moment, isn't it? Let's see what this card is, and let's see what the meaning of this card, of course, will relate to your relationship situation, or lack of it, maybe, whatever it be, at present. And it may be the effect of the past. That's assuming that, of course, the past is the cause of it, or is the past and the future the same thing, and it's just that time separates them. And so, just a bit like as I said before, with me raising this hand up, my hand isn't necessarily the cause of the other hand rising, it's just that my hand and the card rise together. And it's a similar sort of thing with the past and the present and the future as well. They're all as one. But we just see them as different. We mark them off, don't we? Protection. Notice here the shield. Now, isn't this an interesting development here? The energy of the shield. Indicating really that right now you are safe from harm, you're protected from any harm that I sort of sense that not so much was done, which may have been, of course, but more harm that could have happened and could be happening now if it weren't for whatever that be. Of course, I honestly don't know where we're sort of where we're at here at the moment, but we know we've lived and learnt in that sense, and we know that you've become stronger and wiser because of stronger and wiser after the event, which we always are, aren't we, normally? The benefit of hindsight could have been a wonderful thing if you'd have had it then, but you've got it now, and of course, maybe it's that, maybe it's hindsight itself that is the protector. I was trying to look at the shield and see the wings there of the like a guardian angel. I'm sure it's just a decorative symbol on the shield. It may have some significance, but I just tend to sort of relate that to like a guardian angel from the treasury. Although the shield is surrounded by darkness, isn't it? And you can see some of that darkness being reflected upon it. The darkness in the background is getting past it. And I suppose the darkness on the shield that you see there is hitting it from here, and it's only shielding that which is directly in front of it. And I'm sort of sensing that as if the negative side that's going on, or the negative things, the bad things that are going on now, you can only stop what's directly in front of you. Things will get around you and under you and over you. To get behind you that you cannot even see it. And I sense as though this may be proving a problem for you as well. In I suppose a symbolic sense, metaphorical sense, whatever take you want to put on that. I want to pull this immediate future to see what potentially is around the corner. If it's of course a negative energy, it can actually be positive, ironically, because it can be forewarned as forearmed territory, can't it? But of course, beware of complacency if positive. Never take it for granted, because this too shall pass. And maybe this too shall pass can be if things are going bad. Never be of good cheer, never fear, because this too shall pass. Nothing is permanent. But what? Your luck will soon change with the energy of the black cat. Some Egyptian vibrations coming through here. The black cat, of course, is, a lot of people think of the bad luck because he's a black cat, but it isn't. It's protection. It's the colour of darkness, the colour of the shadows. It protects. You can hide in the shadows. If you can navigate through the darkness, you have one upmanship on whoever it is trying to get you. Say, I always use the dark room analogy, in the sense you know where all the furniture is. And if you go run into a dark room and somebody's chasing you, you know where you are, they don't. They just trip over the coffee table, break their neck, and it's all over for them. But you know exactly where you are, you can navigate through it. And from a metaphorical point of view, I sort of sense as though the black cat is there saying, I want to protect you and carry you through the darkness even. Not so much just into the light, as Crow would do, but carry you through the darkness into the further darkness, but protect you, and you can use that darkness positively. Evil and negativity resides in the darkness because it can hide and ambush people, but of course good, positive can be in the darkness, and you can protect the good in the darkness from those who you don't want to know it, from those who are also in the darkness and can't see it, but you know it's there. They don't. And the fact is, of course, for the ancient Egyptians, the black cat, anybody who killed a cat would have been sentenced to death. I noticed that the head and shoulders here encircled, as if the cat may have something to say, or has some sort of saintly reverence. Yes, your luck is about to change. In what way, good or bad, we don't know. But the cat, from an animal totem standpoint, can represent independence, in the sense that you're quite capable. I suppose you're big enough and ugly enough to go it alone, and you don't really need others. And maybe that is also been a sort of two-edged sword, and sort of backfired on you as well. And that may be why you have had, are having, and maybe still will have for the foreseeable future, just problems in entering into relationships because of the independence that you have. That isn't necessarily a bad thing. That's not necessarily a bad thing, is it? But maybe for somebody who's just got at the back of the mind a sort of wish that if only things were different and I could die old as somebody, or you know, we could grow old as somebody instead of being alone, instead of being found weeks later, or something like that. Of course, I always tend to think personally, I mean, I live alone, but personally, if I'm found weeks, months, years later, it doesn't bother me because I'm not here in the flesh, so it doesn't particularly bother me. But they'll soon want me when bills are coming through and nobody's getting paid. So it'll happen by default. So I wouldn't worry about living alone. But of course, there is, laughing and joking apart, that sort of longing, as though if only there were somebody. But nevertheless, maybe there will be. Maybe your luck is about to change, as it says. Maybe instead of not so much the worst, but maybe it is. Maybe you will be carried through the darkness, and you will be able to navigate through the darkness to something better. And maybe, just maybe, between now and this time next month, you might not end up as alone as you think you are. That, of course, is your choice whether to commit yourself to that. Is it best the devil you know or the devil you don't know? Fear of change, of course, is anything that can stop people from, or is something then that can be an hindrance to progress. But it's your choice. We can't choose for you. We can only cast a shadow over that which is. Because for now, for you, these cards have spoken.